Hi, my name is Peggy Berry, and I am the Vice President of Community Relations for the League of Women Voters of Greater Dayton Area. This is your league, okay? My goal today is to let you know a little bit about us, about our history. We are in our 100th year of serving the Greater Dayton Area on educating people how to vote, as well as registering people who have not been registered to vote. And that is what I'm going to work at doing, is help you learn some of the ins and outs of voting. What you need to do to vote in person: Ohio has 28 days prior to the election where people can go down to the Board of Elections and vote there. And it is very similar to what you will be doing on November 3rd, which would be using the machines for your vote. Now, what are the early voting days? They are from October 6th and to 9th, the 12th to the 16th, 8 to 5, as well as October 19th through the 24th. They're closed on Saturdays and Sundays. So the last day to vote would be November 2nd from 8 to 2 p.m. Currently, we do believe all of the polls will be open. If you are a young person and you would like to register to be a poll worker, there are plenty of jobs available for you. Let's see, what kind of identification might you want to bring? The one would be your expired or your driver's license. For some people during COVID, they have not been able to renew their driver's license. You can still vote utilizing your expired driver's license. But any state ID, that's right, any state ID, any, what's that, another good one would be military ID is used. Mail a current utility, you could use a utility bill. Yeah, paycheck, government check, or a bank statement that shows your current address to vote in person. So what could we do if you wanted to vote by mail? And as you can see, I have gray hair, so I am going to actually vote by mail today. Not today. I will vote as soon as I get my my mail-in ballot sometime after, I think, October 3rd. There will be a while before that ballot will come through, simply because it's not established. Okay, so let's say you want to vote by mail. This is actually an application for absent voters ballot. This is the only ballot we've got for this, but it's really easy to fill out. You put your name, your home address, your city, county, and zip code. If you have a different address, you fill out the other side, but you do not need to do that if you're asking for it to be mailed to your home address. You must provide your birth date. You can't lie on it either. I'd love to sometimes, but I can't lie. Your driver's license or the last 4 digits of your social security number helps to validate who you are with the Board of Election. Now, these are very important things to fill out and where mistakes can occur. You wish to vote in the election to be held on November 3rd, 2020. This is the primary election, or I'm sorry, yes, it's the primary election where we're voting for our president for 2020. And that is the name, that is the date that you would put on there. Like I had another primary, no, it's not the primary, I'm sorry, it's the general election that we're voting on. So don't hit primary, hit general election. We did have the primary election and I voted in a mail-in, so I get kind of confused about that. So it would be the general election on November 3rd. As I scroll down, and I'm hoping everybody can see this nod, if you can see it. Okay, good. You can only check one election, so it's very important for you to do the right one. It's the general election for November 3rd. You will then sign it and date it, okay? Be sure to put down your daytime number and your email if you have it, just in case there is a discrepancy associated with how you filled out your paperwork. And then with that, there's a little bit of instructions regarding it. It must be received by the Board of Election on noon on the third day before the election. So as soon as you have this in hand, and you can download it online. I received a second one in the mail, so you may already have it in your hot little hands so that you can fill it out, or or you can download it from the internet. In addition, you must seal it in an envelope. On the envelope, fill out the other side that has your address and phone number. I should have gone and turned that around for everybody. And then place only your vote ballot in the envelope, nothing else. You can't pay your water bill. You can't do anything else with this. It has to go to the Board of Elections. And then you seal the envelope to make sure it's done. Make sure you put on a stamp, because currently it isn't free. You have to put a stamp on it. Okay, let's see what else I have in here. And make sure you fill out your voter information. Okay, I'm sorry, these are kind of sideways, and that will take me a minute to fix, but I think it would be better that I just leave that go. These are a whole lot of other forms that we can do. Now, in addition to this, as you can see, and hopefully you can print this up and hand it out at your meeting. It tells you a little bit more about 2020 election. Will the polls be open? Yes, they start at 6:30 a.m. and go to 7:30 p.m. on November 3rd. If you're in line still at 7:30 p.m., you will have the ability to vote. A couple years back, we had this issue where in Cincinnati, one of the bridges ended up being closed with an accident, and not everybody got to vote because of it. And they had extended that offer to vote way back when. What if you forget your ballot? Forget your ID. If you have your Social Security number, the last 4 digits, they will be able to validate your ballot. How do you find your polling place? Here is on the screen, and if I put it, you can go to www, not www, but www, Ohio SOS government. They'll be able to tell you where your polling place is. Now, as far as the absenteeism, as soon as you get your ballot, please fill it out and mail it back or drop it off at the Board of Election. There will be a high volume of people who will be voting by mail. Therefore, make sure that it gets counted. Do it as soon as possible. If you decide to go to the polling place or the Board of Election, make sure you wear your mask. One more thing I want to tell you, and that is that the League of Women Voters, every time there is an election, we put out a voter's guide. This will tell you about every person that is going to be on your ballot. If they have given us their information, it is going to be there for you. And it is also available, like in the libraries. They will be mailing them out with the Dayton Daily News. In addition, you can go to our website, which is www.lwv.org, and you should be able to download a copy of it online. In addition, one more thing, and I have to stress this, and since this is the first time I've ever done this for the League, I'm going to read it from my cheat sheet notes. And that is, the League of Women Voters of the Greater Dayton Area will track your ballot for you. All you need to do is call 937-228-4041 and leave your name and number, and we will let you know when your ballot arrives at the Board of Elections. If you have any further questions, again, that number is at the bottom of the cheat sheet there for the 2020 electoral tutorial. You can call that number and we can answer your questions for you. I really appreciate the time that you're spending with me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Peggy. We really appreciate all that information.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you. And I wanted to add that if you go to the Ohio Secretary of State's website, there is a page called Voters with Disabilities. And it covers issues that are very specific to people with disabilities. For example, if you have a guardian, you can vote. You have the right to vote. Having a guardian does not take that person's right away. And it says that on the Secretary of State's page. If you need to go to a polling place and vote, you can bring someone to assist you to help you vote. Or you can ask someone who is a precinct official to help you vote. The only people that can't help you vote would be your employers, or if you are part of a union, you can't have someone from your union help you vote, and you can't have a candidate who is on the ballot help you vote. So those things are really important. And if you're a person with a developmental disability and they ask you to sign your name and you are unable to sign your name, if you can make an X, that is allowable. Or if you are unable to make that X, but you can let someone who is assisting you know, they will sign beneath you attesting to the fact that you gave your consent. So I think all of those things are really important for people with disabilities to know. And polling places have to be accessible to people with disabilities as well. That is part of the law, part of the Americans with Disabilities Act. So I hope you don't mind me chiming in on that aspect, Peggy, but
Not at all.
important.
That is your area of expertise. Mine is trying to get you guys out to get the vote out. You count, guys. You count. Get out there and vote.
Thank you, Peggy.
You're welcome.
We won't tell you how to vote, but we tell you to please vote.
And again, make sure
Mask.
you cover up and vote. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, Peggy. Thank you,
Thank you.
Janice.